Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27, and you can follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page on Instagram and Twitter. Hello, Stacy. All right. Nahith Basing. I hope I said that right. Okay. Hello, Mr. Hotel. Silent D is in the house. That Crazy Beach Aries. Odd Negroes Official. All right, Terry Hitton. I see you, beloved. Carmen. Wavy, though. Okay. The Prince of Paraphernalia is in the house. Shoshana. Obsidian Blaze. Flow Records. DSB. To Be Surreal. Cherokee Descended Dale. All right, Piggy's Pigs. I see you, Queen Sam. Black Women Stand Up. Let's get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you, G from the Land and Jeff. Meta Simplicus. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Okay, I did pronounce it right. Thank you, beloved. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Now, you all already know what time it is, right? It is Trivia Friday. So I hope you all paid attention to the broadcast. Hey, Vince, I am from the UK. So let's talk about Central Park Karen. Now, you all remember Central Park Karen, don't you? You know, the one who lied on the black man who was watching birds and tried to say, or did say, that he attacked her and her dog. Yeah. Well, so she had filed a lawsuit against her employer, her former employer, and this was in May of 2020. Amy Cooper, that's her name, called 911 on a black bird watcher and falsely claimed she'd been threatened. Now, so, you know, she was fired, so she sued her employer, and she lost. She lost. So they say in May of 2020, the white woman called 911 on a black bird watcher, falsely accusing him of threatening her. Now, the victim, Christian Cooper, captured the incident on camera. The confrontation went viral the same weekend of George Floyd's death and showed the woman telling the 911 operator that an African-American man was causing her to fear for her safety. Christian had simply asked her to place her dog on a leash. Remember, they were in the Ramble at Central Park. Now, at the time, Amy's employer, an investment management company called Franklin Templeton, well, they took swift action to condemn her behavior. Within 24 hours of the video going out, she was fired. Now, they say, following our internal review, this is what her employer said. Following our internal review of the incident in Central Park on yesterday, we have made the decision to terminate the employee involved, effective immediately. Now, we do not tolerate racism of any kind at Franklin Templeton. So, as previously reported by Revolt, after being fired from the company after the incident, Amy sued her former employer for racial bias. Now, I find this also interesting. She was being racially biased. And then when she got fired, she tried to use the same talking point. Pay attention to the comparisons of these carrots. So Franklin Templeton responded saying, we believe the circumstances of the situation speak for themselves and that the company responded appropriately. We will defend against these baseless claims. And that's all it was, baseless. So now, mind you, yesterday, September the 21st, or the 22nd, U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams denied claims that Amy's former employer defamed her. Abrams added that the woman also could not prove that she was fired due to her race or gender. Honey, you were fired for being a racist, okay? A racist piece of shit and who lied on somebody just because they told you to do something that was absolutely the policy at the park. Now, Amy previously stated that after the incident, her personal and professional life were destroyed. Well, that's just too bad. Maybe you'll think twice before you go out here lying on black folk. Now, since the unfavorable Central Park encounter, Christian has landed a bird watching show on National Geographic. Well, shout out to him, even though he was doing a little sambo dance, if you ask me, because remember, after everybody started going in on her, he said that he didn't want her to lose her job. He said she'd suffered enough. Now, I don't know what kind of fool he is, but clearly I would have been more than thrilled that she got fired, especially after she lied on him. What if the police had shown up with guns blazing, see this big, tall black man and this little old petite Karen, and just commenced the shooting, or beating the mess out of him? So in May of 2022, the network released a teaser about the upcoming show. They say whether braving storm seas in Alaska for puffins, trekking into rainforest in Puerto Rico for parrots, or scaling a bridge in Manhattan for a peregrine falcon. He does whatever it takes to learn about these extraordinary feathered creatures and show us the remarkable world in the sky above. So anyway, honey, that's the gist of it. She lost that lawsuit. So someone posted on Twitter and said, Amy Cooper still is a shady person. She's suing her former employer for firing her after this Central Park video went viral for discrimination. Unreal. And for those of you who don't remember the video, let's just take a flashback look at it. Okay? He got the show for not wanting to press charges on her. Said King, you know that's absolutely what it is, beloved. They award the good Negroes. Pay attention. You're absolutely right. That is exactly what it is. Okay? Because here's the thing. I would not only have pressed charges on her and wanted her fired, right? I would have sued her in small claims court. That's what I would have done. Please. She would have paid a pretty penny for messing with the queen, honey. I don't play those games, especially not with wanted supremacists. That's what I don't do.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking pictures and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet, he is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park, he is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
Real piece of work there, folks. Pay attention. Real piece of work. The Godfather said, not even the dogs like her. Okay? I absolutely cannot. So anyway, Karen, looks like you got what you deserve. So now listen to this. University of Utah student threatened to detonate a local nuclear reactor if her school's team lost a football game. I mean, they take these sports seriously, people. I've told you all this before. Now, they'll call black people thugs and looters and all this stuff and rioters for out there peacefully protesting over social injustices. But when they act just as bad, if not worse, and usually worse, over just a game, no loss of life, just because their team lost, and they get out there and start fighting, they don't call them thugs and looters and rioters. No, they don't. They say fans got out of control. That's what they say. They use nice words when they describe their nefariousness. A University of Utah student has been arrested after police say she threatened to detonate a nuclear reactor if the Utah's football team didn't win on Saturday. Now, the unidentified student, who is 21, was charged with making a terroristic threat. Again, they don't want to identify this person. Are y'all paying attention to how this happens? They don't want to show the person's face. They don't want to identify them. Now, why is that? This is starting to become all too regular. Remember the story yesterday when they said they didn't want to talk about the person who posted the Facebook post about killing all the Negroes that they laid eyes on at the Lee County Fair in Alabama. They said we're not gonna say the name because we don't want to give them the attention that they seek. That's their excuse. The woman made the threats on the Yik Yak app before the game, stating that if the football team did not win the game, she was going to detonate the nuclear reactor that is located in the University of Utah, uh, causing mass destruction. This is what she's saying. Now, police say the student does have knowledge of the nuclear reactor and is aware of where the reactor is located and attends class in that same building where it's housed. And so last month, another student was arrested on similar charges after he made a bomb threat on the Yik Yak app. The student claimed the threat was a joke. First of all, you see, I want y'all to pay attention. These people who do these things, they are so protected by the same laws that they break. So they get the privilege of making nefarious threats, terroristic threats, of domestic terrorism, mind you. And then they can simply say it was a joke. Just like years ago, do you all remember the guy who dressed up like a gorilla in a gorilla suit, went into Walmart, I think it was, and there was a couple with their child who was maybe 3 or 4, and this person in the gorilla suit snatched up the child? These black people's child snatched them up and took off running. The father chased them down, caught them, and held them till the police came, at which point the person told the police it was a prank, and they didn't get any charges. Do you all remember that? They said it was a prank. That was no prank. That was an attempted abduction. How was it a prank when you snatch my child out of my hands and take off running? How was it a prank when I don't know you and you're wearing a whole mask on your face? But they said that was a prank and they let it all go. They let it all go. Honey, that gorilla would have been laid out, stretched out, okay, and ready to meet his maker. That had been my child. All right? Yes, that's jail time, honey. Let me tell you something. They just get away with too much as far as I'm concerned. Some of these folks, honey, that was clearly a pedo freak, okay? Trying to abduct those people out in broad daylight, wearing a whole costume so nobody could identify them. That's what that was all about. That could miss me with. And it's not funny, right? And even if it had been a prank, who thinks that's funny? Okay, that's a good way to get yourself killed. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if that had been my son, he would have got killed. Because I keep a gun on me, and at the end of the day, they would have gotten shot as soon as they snatched him and took off running. Okay? That's just all so crazy. But like I said, these are the things that they can do and just say, oh, it's a joke, it's a prank. Nobody was serious, please. Meanwhile, black people getting murdered at traffic stops. Make it all make sense. So anyway, Bank of England says paper banknotes are only good for one more week. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this one. Because didn't I just tell y'all this a couple of days ago when I talked about what reparations should look like for us, in my opinion? I said we should not just want a check. Because if they just give us a check, you can give that money right back to them buying frivolous things, which most of our people would do, absolutely. They could crash the economy. I also said that the dollar, which already isn't worth anything, right, will be worth even less. All right? Didn't I say that? So now pay attention. Bank of England says paper banknotes only good for one more week. This is all so crazy. So they say, hold on, beloveds. Hold on. Let me get another article. They want me to subscribe and I click, don't have time for it. Pay attention. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So here's what they're saying. This is all so crazy. And so they say you have only 1 week left to use these notes. And so they say the Bank of England will be withdrawing legal tender status of paper, 20 pounds and 50-pound banknotes after September 30th of 2022. After this date, businesses will no longer be accepting these banknotes as payments. Okay, they say the banknotes carried a portrait of H.M. Queen Elizabeth II remain legal tender, and the public can continue to use these as normal. A further announcement regarding existing Bank of England banknotes will be made once the period of royal mourning has been observed. Now, after September 30th, you will not be able to use paper banknotes. However, the following options will remain. They say, if you have a UK bank account, you will normally still be able to deposit them at your bank or into an account at a post office. You can exchange certain withdrawn paper banknotes for polymer notes at a limited number of post office branches. This is a new service, and the full list of branches is on the website. These are the instructions they're giving to the customers. You can exchange withdrawn banknotes with the Bank of England, including by post. Although the majority of the paper banknotes in circulation have been replaced with new polymer versions, there are still over £5 billion worth of paper notes featuring the economist Adam Smith and nearly £6 billion worth of paper banknotes featuring the engineers Bolton and Watt in circulation. So anyway, honey, this is also crazy. And so they have a week. And pay attention because like I told you all, hold on. Let me put this on the screen. Anisha says, hold on. So they're replacing her ugly mug with Charles's ugly mug. Well, actually, they said the ones with Queen Elizabeth II, those will still be in circulation. So those aren't the ones they're obviously changing. Pauline said that's the old notes. Okay, Pauline. Pauline's from the UK. So Pauline says those are the old notes. Thank you, beloved. But pay attention because they've had all these freezing of accounts, right? Over in China. Someone said over in Australia as well. They froze the truckers' bank accounts a couple of months ago. Remember those truckers over in Canada who were protesting and all that? They froze their bank accounts. So y'all need to pay attention because I forget the man's name who said before, years ago, said that if he can control the country's money or control the money of the citizens, that's all he needs to do and doesn't care what laws they make, as long as he can control the money. And that's what they want to do. They want to control our money. Y'all remember the Pope took all of the money, right, out of all those banks and put it in the Vatican. So pay attention. What's really going on? Okay, Kip Doctor says it was Rothschild. Right. Remove money from the bank. Remove your money from the bank. Yes, I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling y'all that is likely a good idea. Okay, please. Because they absolutely have too much control and power. Now, let's talk about the LAPD who did a whole drive-by. And I must warn you, they said it's graphic. So I'm going to share my screen. Everyone get those likes up. And this was posted on TikTok. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's see this because I have not watched this video yet. I literally just saw this right before I posted the live. Okay, there we go.
As the officers approached the driveway to conduct a pedestrian stop on Mosqueda, he raised what appeared to be a firearm, which resulted in an officer-involved shooting.
Hey, stay right there.
As the officers approached the driveway to conduct a pedestrian stop on Mosqueda, he raised what appeared to be a firearm, which resulted in an officer-involved shooting.
I'm sorry. She said he raised something. Saladin said, I didn't see anything raised. What the hell is she talking about? I didn't see anything raised either. Did anyone see either of them raise anything? It looked to me like the cops just rolled up and started shooting. It just looked to me like they just pulled up and started shooting. I didn't see anybody raise anything. I'm sorry, but I didn't see it. Okay? And we watched it twice. So, anyway, also nefarious. But hey, they're the police, and it's whatever they say, apparently. Okay? So let's get into this next story. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance. Let me pull up this video. So we have another case of black while banking. Pay attention. Banking while black happened in Chicago too, to a Latino. This is just crazy. Like, I mean, I've seen this before. I showed a video a few months ago where they saw some black guys walking down the street and started chasing them in the car and then shot at them too. This is just getting out of hand. I mean, the police are acting like whole street gangs, as far as I'm concerned.
They're saying that, so she's saying that since I'm the only one here, that they're saying that all the customers have to verbalize my address while other people are standing and they can get my address. So she's denying me my money because this is what she's saying she wants me to say and no one else to say their address. Address is noted on the driver's license. She refused to look at the paperwork before she walked away. I have been here 15 minutes waiting for her to go get on the phone to process my transaction. Now she's refusing to process my transaction and my address is on the driver's license.
So there was a no for verifying the address on the account.
So you're saying that I'm the only one that need to do it? So she's saying that since I'm the only
Always some BS. Who is taking over this country? The Asians or the Latinos? Since our Negroes are 50. Okay, make it all make sense. It's on the driver's license. Yeah, right. What is the big deal? Like, let me tell y'all something. You know, when black people, I'm just wondering why, when black people have sizable checks, you know, why is it a problem when they go in a bank? They want to act as though it's a fraudulent check, or they want to start asking you all these questions about where you got the check from and all this stuff. What is the big deal? Do they think black people should be exempt from making money for their services or whatever? Does everything about us have to be fraudulent? Like, make it all make sense. Every black person with a nice car has to be a drug dealer. Is this what they think? Yes, it absolutely is. I remember that Carrie Hilson, the songwriter, she said once that she had gone into a bank to deposit a check, and the teller asked her, if you don't mind, could you tell me, what do you do for a living? And she told her, I'm a songwriter. I wouldn't have told her anything. I would have told her I mind my business. That pays me. What do you do besides that? Okay? Cardi B said she got on a plane once, flying first class, and the Karens on there were asking her what she did, because obviously they didn't recognize her, didn't know who she was. But asked her, What do you do for a living? She said they didn't ask any Caucasian people that. This is just what they do. Like, honey, let me tell you something. They be getting the right ones. Because all they got to do is ask me something crazy one time. And I'm just going to let them have it in the worst way. All right? This is what I'm going to do. And so anyway. Well, here's another video. Here's another video. Now, mind you, they say this landlord pulled a gun on a student and the police did absolutely nothing. Police did absolutely nothing. And that's why I say, why do we even bother to call the police? All right? Right. Everything is fraudulent or no way we can earn that in their eyes. So, well, that appears to be the case, beloved. That appears to be the case.
What is it?
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I've seen one of these.
You know what it is?
I know what it is. Well, you're gonna treat me with it?
No.
Okay then.
I just want to make sure you know it's here. You're really stupid. I would protect myself.
Why would you protect yourself?
Why would I protect myself?
Yes. Did I
I
threat
have a
you?
right to protect myself.
Did I threat you?
Did you what?
Did I threat you?
Threaten me?
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah,
Why? What if I don't? If I go to the kitchen, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot me?
We'll see what I do. I didn't threaten to shoot you.
But you said if you go to the kitchen and you have the gun with you, what are you gonna do?
If I have the gun with me, maybe you should figure it out.
So
You think you're so smart?
So you're gonna shoot
You figure out what I'm going to do.
What are you gonna do? You gonna shoot me?
I didn't say that. I said figure it out. Figure it out.
Okay, I'll figure it out. So go to the kitchen.
What?
I will still go to the kitchen.
First of all, why is he all up in her face like that? He would have been going down them stairs. Okay. This is all crazy. People are clearly losing their minds, honey. So anyway. And now check this out. Police are searching for a man, they say kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl. And this happened in Gwinnett County, Georgia. And so the Gwinnett County Police are searching for a man wanted for rape, child molestation, sodomy, and kidnapping after he attacked a 15-year-old. The police say they responded to a call September 21st from the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was said she was assaulted. The mother said the victim, who's not being identified, was absolutely hysterical. She called a friend and said she'd been raped just a few hours prior. And so they say anyone having information should call the Gwinnett County Police 770-513-5300. Oh, so crazy. These people are doing the most. And then there was and this was Tyrone that did this, by the way. I'm sure he'll be caught soon because it looks like they even have his tag number or something like that. But I'm going to show his face in a second. But also, in the meantime, Brad, they say he was driving and intentionally hit and killed a teen over a political argument. What is wrong with people? Let me share my screen so y'all can see this foolishness. It's all very sick. Absolutely. So this is the person they're looking for as far as the kidnapping. And so here we have the person they say shot and killed somebody over an argument about politics. so ridiculous. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley slams racist The View host Sunny Hostin for saying she hides her ethnicity. And so the former envoy to the UN has slammed ABC's The View host Sunny Hostin as a racist, saying she is hiding her Indian ethnicity by not using her real first name. Describing her as a chameleon, Hostin took a pot shot at Miss Haley when political commentator Alyssa Farah Griffin said she was an incredibly effective governor in South Carolina over her potential 2024 presidential run. She said, "There are some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicities." Okay, let's go to the footage because I want to hear this. I didn't know Sunny was racist. Did you all? Did you all know Sunny was racist? Terry said, "I need to see their brother's hairline again. He might not be FBA." Y'all need to sit down somewhere, honey. Not his hairline.
Hi, Dad.
This is our maker's moment, and we make it remarkable.
Nikki Haley was an incredibly effective governor of South Carolina.
There's some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sonny, I don't think that's fair.
You go by a different name.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Most Americans can't pronounce Asuncion because of the undereducation.
Okay, that doesn't prove she's racist to me. I'm sorry. Kamala Blackfishing. Oh, yes, she absolutely is. Yes, his hairline was what? Hold on. I don't get what the FBA or not FBA has to do with it. Right. Honey. Well, you know, the reason the FBA or not FBA, well, I guess they're trying to make sure that if you're not an African American from the US or whatever, FBA or whatever, that they give you your credit for your nefariousness. I guess that's what it's about, beloved. I don't get it either. Yes, Royals, I check hairlines up in this piece. Okay. Y'all checking hairlines. But just so y'all know, there's other people other than Africans, right, who have jacked up hairlines. Just so you know. Now, I know where y'all got that from. And trust and believe. There is some FBA people with jacked up hairlines too. Pay attention. All right. So anyway, let's get started with this trivia because I don't have all day today. Let me pull up the email and get ready for these questions. All right, that I'm about to ask. So with that all being said, get your fingers ready. Anyway, Metasimplica said jacked up hairlines. Right. Let me tell y'all something. I'm starting to notice, and it's kind of scary, but I'm starting to notice that a certain person on YouTube, many of their subscribers seem to be nothing but clones of them. Like they literally say everything this person says. And I find it all so hilarious because it seems like none of them have freedom of thought. It seems like they just say whatever their master tells them to say. I find it all so interesting, honey. I was watching a video last night and the people in the comments were clearly this person's minions. And they just kept going in on Taharka Bay every time he tried to ask a question. I thought that was so hilarious. Like you can't ask a question. They kept saying, why are you asking him all those questions? Why are you asking him this? Why are you asking him that? And they just started deflecting and trying to go in. And this is the same thing their master does. When people ask their master a question that he don't want to answer, he starts cracking jokes or going in or whatever and deflecting. That's the same thing they were doing. Yes, Mr. Hotel, it was unbelievable, right? It was absolutely unbelievable. Like, do you all have your own brains? Or do you simply do everything your master does? It is really sad. All right, it absolutely is. It absolutely is, honey. I absolutely cannot. Anyway, hold on. I absolutely cannot. And so here's another thing I thought was so interesting. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find this real quick, beloveds. Hold on. I want to show y'all something. Because the cognitive dissonance is wrought. Let me see if I can find this. I'm going to say this much. Hold on. I'm going to have to, I don't see this on Google. I'm trying to Google something because I want y'all to see this because I thought this was beyond hilarious and clearly nefarious. I'll have to look it up in a minute, but until then, let's hold on. The Godfather said, old tactic. Late night studios have guests on the audience at their back. Sometimes they get on you just to laugh at you. They're right. Anisha says people are brainwashed. Honey, they are brainwashed. That is beyond a shadow of a doubt, Anisha. That's exactly. Vince I.M. said their leader can do no wrong. Well, I guess not, honey, because the way they were defended, honey, it was also nefarious to me. But I gotta find that. I gotta find that clip, honey, because I absolutely could not. This was beyond hilarious to me. And then one of them was sitting up there blatantly lying, honey. One of them on the show was clearly lying. And Mr. Hotel, you know they were lying, honey, because you saw it too. But hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm going to look for that while you all figure out the answer to this question that I'm about to ask. This is going to take y'all a minute. All right? But you only got 40 seconds. Keep in mind. Okay, so pay attention. Now, in the video that I did this week, Miss Hotel said these people are clearly bussified and leaking. Sweet Pea said sickening. Okay, not bussified and leaking, Mr. Hotel. I cannot. Ooh, honey, they are. Okay? Drip, drip, bussy. So y'all get ready. Y'all get ready for the first question, okay? Y'all are too much. Not drip, drip, bussy. I'm going to use that. What grown ace man gets caught lying in real time? Right. I mean, sitting up there telling a whole lie, and you know I had the receipts, honey. So anyway, it was all so nefarious and clearly hilarious, like I said. Okay, so first question. Now remember, beloveds, moderators, please put the email in the chat. So the root of all evil 227@gmail.com is where the answers go. Bill said my phone is spinning and so is my laptop. So I gotta wait. Okay, beloved. You mean it's like not allowing you, it's like buffering. Okay. The Godfather said drooling and drip. Okay, absolutely. Jackson even said, don't use that wig like that. Don't use that wig saying that. I am so through, honey. Y'all need to quit. Okay, so listen. How many scientists, this is the first question. How many scientists did Rand Paul say received money, and how much money was it? Remember when Rand Paul was going in? Desmond said, Marcus, is that you? Queen Katie J said the chat is nefarious. Honey, they absolutely are. They absolutely are. I'm about to pull this up, though. Hold on. So y'all have 40 seconds. The question is, how many scientists did Rand Paul say received money, and how much money was it? This is the question. Remember when he was going in on Dr. Fraudchi, honey? Hold on, I gotta find this. Okay, I think I got the timestamp. Hold on. I'm waiting. I don't see not one answer. I don't see not one answer coming through. Are y'all stumped? Are y'all stumped? So nobody has the answer. Let me see. Wow, y'all really don't know the answer. Y'all really don't have a clue. Let me say it again. I'm gonna give y'all 40 more seconds. How many scientists did Rand Paul say received money, and how much money was it? Okay, now we got some answers, even though they're all wrong, clearly. They are all wrong, honey. Oh, I absolutely cannot. Okay, time's up. Time is up. Nobody has the answer. Nobody has the answer. Okay, moderators. David says in the trillions. The Godfather said buffering. Okay. So, Mr. Hotel said, I'm sending these out. Do not call on me. Okay, so does any of the moderators know the answer? Moderators, if any of you know the answers, send it to my email. Send it to my email, because y'all clearly seem to be stumped. Y'all seem to be stumped. Okay. Cornbread beef sandwiches. Okay, so listen. The answer is this. The answer is 1,800 scientists received $193 million. All right. But hold on. I found what I was looking for. I'm going to show y'all this. Now I want y'all to pay attention. And then we'll continue with the trivia. Okay, hold on. We'll continue with the trivia. Okay. So I want y'all to pay attention to this and tell me this isn't the epitome of cognitive dissonance. So last night on Taharka's show, he had some FBA people on there, right? Some FBA people on there, and he was asking them questions about FBA's movement and this, that, and the third, or whatever. Now, like I said, anytime he was asking them questions, the people in the chat were going in about him asking the questions. Isn't that what their leader does? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. The code is the leader. But isn't that what their savior does? But I want y'all to see this, what I'm about to show you, because someone sent to Taharka a picture of a flag that looks almost exactly like the FBA flag. They were implying that the leader copied the flag and just made a few adjustments. And the person who was on there, Miss Hotel said, child, this was a whole hot mess. Okay? The person who was on there kept saying that, oh, whoever sent you that probably doesn't like him. They're probably a hater. You know what I'm saying? Even if they are a hater, the fact of the matter is this flag was clearly a knockoff of the first flag. Now I'm about to show it to y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Because I cannot with the stupidity. Some people are so stupid. Right. The code is monkey see, monkey do. Y'all got that right. Pay attention. Now, y'all gonna tell me that's not the same flag with a few modifications? That's the same flag. How can you deny that? How can you deny that? How can you deny that? That's the same flag. Of course they copied it. Of course it's a knockoff. The Godfather said humans are stupid. Yeah, they certainly are. That's the same flag. Who would sit there and deny that and go tooth and nail? They were defending it so tenaciously, I promise you, relentlessly. Miss Hotel said, what does hating have to do with a clear ripoff? Exactly. Patriot says it's just sideways. Right. Yusuf says, yes, it is. Thank you. Stacy says, yes. Everybody's saying yes. Like, how can you deny that's the same flag that somebody just made modifications to? Please sit down, FBA. They flipped it and inverted the colors. Yes, that's what they did. I mean, they were so desperate. Honey, I absolutely could not. That was the funniest thing I ever saw somebody do. JB1 said, yes, it's a carbon copy. Exactly. It looked like it was Xeroxed. Okay. That Crazy Beach Eric said, another wig scam. Desmond said it's a cult. I mean, of course it is. They're all brainwashed beyond repair. They're all brainwashed. Everybody who was in that chat going in on Taharka for simply asking questions. He wasn't being disrespectful. He was just asking questions. And they were going in for any question he asked. Now that's just sad. I find that to be absolutely hilarious. I wish any of them minions who were in his chat talking all that smack, I wish any of them would ever come for me. Oh my God, I will make them all look so stupid because that's what they are. Okay? Now, I'm not saying all FBA people are stupid, but I'm saying those FBA people are stupid. And especially the one that was on the screen. The two that was on there. And then one of them got up there and then goes to the FBA website and starts explaining the flag and what each color and star meant and the fist, what all that meant. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? You could say it means whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still a ripoff, a knockoff, a carbon copy. Sit down somewhere. Minions. Honey. And then I want y'all to pay attention. Taharka said something about the museum being built, and they said, oh, it's already built. It's already built. That was misleading because what they didn't say is that the building was purchased. They made it sound as if it was built from the ground up. Never mind, that's the same building that Brandon showed us 3 months ago that he said that was going to be bought. All right. It looks like it should be an art gallery. I would make that into an art gallery rather than a museum. It's just not big enough, as far as I'm concerned. But hey, what do I know? Yes, they said it was already built. And then one of them was on their line saying that he doesn't fly the FBA flag. He only flies the Juneteenth flag. And I quickly went to his channel. Because anytime I've seen him do a live, he has the FBA flag behind him, not no Juneteenth flag. And so I went to his channel, screenshot it, and sent it to somebody, right? I sent it to Mr. Hotel. I said, Mr. Hotel, isn't this the same dude? But he don't fly the FBA flag. He only flies the Juneteenth flag. They were sitting up there just lying, honey. Just lying, honey. I wish they would have came at me with that bull crap because I'd have made them look like the fools that they clearly are. Okay? I'm just saying. I am just saying. Queen Candy J said, Marcus, you have been exposed. Well, don't tell his minions that, honey. All right? Because according to some people on ScrewTube, you got to be crazy to go against Marcus. That's what somebody said. Please, who is Marcus? He ain't no better than any of the rest of us, honey. We can all get exposed if we got something to hide. I'm just saying. But let me continue. Mr. Hotel said Queen called his ass right out. Yes, I did call him out, honey, because you already know. Okay, I give 0 Fs. Because one thing about it, you can't expose the Queen, honey, because I'm authentic. I don't have nothing to hide, right? When you are fake and a fraud, you can always get exposed. Pay attention. I pay attention. All right. Now, with that all being said, I'm here for the smoke. Queen Marcus can also have several seats. Okay? Yes, he can. Yes, he can, honey. Okay? So anyway, hold on. Let me read this. Jay says the reality is that many of us FBA don't care to be questioned by outsiders because we feel, hold on, because we feel as though we should be doing so, and rightfully so. I'm trying to figure out how that makes sense. The reality is that many of us FBA don't care to be questioned by outsiders because we feel as though we should be doing so, and rightfully so. Should be doing what? What should you be doing? And rightfully so. And what does that have to do with you being questioned? And here's the thing, beloved. They were on Taharka's show. If you come on my show, I'm going to ask you whatever the hell I want to ask you. And that's how that works. Okay? If you don't want to answer no questions, then you shouldn't come on people's shows. So all I'm saying, make it all make sense if you can. And what you said really didn't make any sense. What's wrong with Black Americans delineating ourselves? It's nothing wrong with it, beloved, if that's what you want to do. But you said you shouldn't be asked questions by outsiders. Last I checked, Taharka Bey is not an outsider. He's Black too, born in America and raised. So how is he an outsider? It's not like he's an Asian or a Mexican. He's Black too. He was the one asking the questions on his own show. So you cannot make that make sense. Like I said, they don't want to answer questions because Marcus don't like to answer questions. When anybody asked Marcus about that museum before they got that building, Marcus would go in on them, tell them to stop hating, say they're babbling and all kinds of stuff. And then tell them, why did you flee your country and all that kind of stuff. Like, people can't ask questions. Now, when people can't ask you simple questions, that means you have something to hide. And that's just what it is. And I don't care who is mad. Okay? Jazz the Diva said, make it make sense. Absolutely. Queen Ahmadiyyah's fan page said, dude got something against Moors. I mean, maybe he does, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. He said, we feel as though we should be the ones doing the questioning, Queen. Okay, I get it. So here's the thing, beloved. If you want to do the questions, then you should invite Taharka on your show, or they should have invited Taharka on their show. But when you come on somebody's show, they can ask you questions. And when you come on the show, you should expect that that's what they're going to do. I'm just saying, if I have people on my show, I'm going to ask them questions. And they already know that I'm going to ask them questions. That's just what should be expected. And if I go on someone's show, I'll expect the same. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to tell you like this. When you don't answer the question, or you gaslight and deflect, or you get smart and spew insults because someone simply asked you a question, that just looks like you have something to hide. Maybe you lied about something. Maybe you don't know the answer to the question or whatever. That's all I'm saying. That's how it looks. And so anyway, Queen Candy J said, facts. We should be able to have critical thinking conversations, period. Yes. Dexter Gillis said, how do you know that they did not? That she refused to go on that show to defend your words. Queen, your boxing gloves are a knockout, says Yaman. Thank you, beloved. I'm just saying, honey. James said, how are you on someone's platform and not answering questions? Make it make sense. Exactly. Okay. Terry said, Otto's, yes, working for reparations. Okay. Let me tell you something. Dexter Gillis said, no, the point is to ask constructive questions. And that's what Taharka was doing. Taharka was absolutely asking constructive questions. You see, but here's the thing. They didn't like the facts. The people in the chat, that is. They seem to not like the fact that Taharka was asking things like about the movement. And then he was saying that FBA seems to have co-opted the reparations thing because they're trying to act like they were talking like they're the reason that they're discussing legislation about reparations in California. They were acting like FBA did that. FBA didn't do that. Sit down somewhere. Okay? They were already talking about having a panel to discuss reparations for 8 years. That was like before I ever heard of FBA. And that's what Taharka was saying. But so they were, and he was also saying that FBA is a broad term. So if you're saying that it's, Black people born here or whatever, then that would mean whoever is on the panel, you can say that they're FBA and then give yourself the credit. Does that make sense? That's what he was saying. But so they didn't want to hear it. But at the same time, you do have outsiders who are jealous that he is trying to do something for FBA. Well, here's the thing. Again, y'all keep talking about outsiders. That's a straw argument because, again, they were on a Black man's show who was born in America. So by you all's definition of FBA, that's what he is. So we're not talking about outsiders. You see, this is what y'all do. This is exactly what they were doing. Are y'all paying attention? They're proving my point. They're deflecting and gaslighting and trying to change the narrative into a straw argument. Nobody's talking about outsiders. I'm talking about Morris World TV with Taharka Bay, who, according to y'all's definition of FBA, is what he is too. Okay? That's what he is too. So, who are these outsiders y'all keep talking about? No outsiders was brought into this conversation. That's all I'm saying. Y'all are doing exactly what I said. That's the point. Okay, JB1 said he's not an outsider. Exactly. So why do the two people in the chat who are clearly minions keep saying something about outsiders? Nobody said anything about that. Y'all not going to win no argument with me because y'all are being illogical. And you can never win an argument with someone with critical thinking skills and common sense when you're being illogical. You just can't. Okay, you just cannot. It's not about him being born in America. It's about having ancestry here, not anchored. Taharka's ancestry is here. Again, with the straw argument, beloved Ed. Taharka is from Baltimore. He is born and raised here. His ancestry is here. He's not a tether, as y'all like to call people. So again, do you see how they do? This is what I'm talking about. They are doing the same thing their Savior does. Pay attention. All right. Jay Gray said he's from Baltimore. Yes. Dexter Gillis said, however, is clearly is not on code. Dragon Lily says it sounds like devils causing chaos. Oh, that's exactly what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. Pay attention. Pay attention. What I'm gonna need y'all to do, the two that keep talking about outsiders, I need y'all to go ask y'all's Lord and Savior, right? I need y'all to go ask him, how come he goes in on black people so hard if they oppose his views, but not white folk when they do the same? How come when he talks to white people, it's sir, and this and that and the third, and he doesn't go in on them? How come he didn't go in on the white dude that called him an agent and showed all these receipts, who's clearly a racist, by the way, and even tried to discredit his hidden colors? How come he didn't go in on Turkey Tom? Y'all go ask him that and then get back with me. Jay Gray said Michi X called him out months ago. Yes, she did. Yes, she absolutely did. Vince I am said Turkey Tom. Right. Where's the smoke for Turkey Tom? Now, also, I want to ask you all in the chat, the two of you, y'all don't think that's the same flag? Y'all gonna say the same thing the dude said last night, the dude Khalif? Y'all not gonna win with me, honey. Okay, y'all not gonna win with me. That's what you're not gonna do. All right? Because y'all not making no sense. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. A lot of FBA means are insecure, but please understand this. Us grown-up FBAs are self-determined to make it clear to all that we are a major force to be respected and reckoned with. That's all fine and dandy, Jay Shaw. That's all fine and dandy. But as I said, when I asked the question, or when I made the comment, you all start talking about outsiders, and no one's talking about outsiders. Taharka Bay is not an outsider. He's a black man whom, under you all's definition of foundational Black Americans, is exactly what he is. That's all I'm saying. So to say that they don't have to answer questions because he's an outsider makes no sense. Okay? And y'all can't make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Dexter Gillis said no, because one has a Nazi symbol and the other one does not. Right, Dexter Gilly. Exactly. One has a Nazi symbol, the other one does not. I'm not saying they're exactly alike. I'm saying that one came from the other. Do you deny that, Dexter Gilly? They're the same, very similar flags. The one flag is just a knockoff of the other. That's all I'm saying. Okay? The code is the same as every other group uses. We move as one in a voice to empower the FBA community. Okay. Again, with a deflection, Dexter Gilly, what does that have to do with what I just asked you? What does that have to do with what I just asked you? Nothing. I didn't say anything about a code just now. I didn't ask you nothing about a code. Now you're bringing up the code. Y'all keep proving my point. Y'all keep proving my point. Queen Candy J said it's still a carbon copy. Exactly. No, Salad D. No, the trivia ain't going nowhere. I'm enjoying this. Okay? I say like you like and dislike you like. Personally, I like Queen, especially the spiritual stuff. Anything I don't agree with isn't really a big deal to roast Queen about. They can't roast me though. That's the thing, honey. They cannot roast the Queen. Okay? Dexter Gillis said I was answering in the chat. Well, answer again because I didn't see it. You saying read the chat. Just post it again, beloved. Just post it again because here's the thing. That flag was exactly a carbon copy of the other. You just took off the Nazi swastika and then put a fist and then switched it up a little bit. That's all. Okay? You can't deny what we all saw. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So... JB1 said it's a copy. It's clear as day. Purposeful or accidentally. Yes. Happy birthday, Ladybug. Happy birthday, beloved. Jay Gray said if FBA were to move as a solid unit, we would be a force to be reckoned with. Yes. All right. I agree. James Allen said he modifies flags for $1,200. Okay, that's a little steep. Anyway. Kwame says anyone can be roasted or talked about. Absolutely. They absolutely can. But what I'm saying is if you come try to roast the Queen, you're the one going to end up on the bad end of the stick. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I absolutely can be roasted. So let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that I can't be roasted because I'm no better than anyone else. And I don't portray myself as being such. What I'm saying is if you try to roast the Queen, it's going to be bad for you. Because I'm the queen of roast. And that's just what it is. And not to mention, this is my show. Okay? So I'm going to get the last word, the best word. All right? And that's just what it is. Okay? So anyway, Queen, leave us alone. We will rebuke you in the name of Marcus Christ. As we cannot, honey. Juju said, yes, the queen of roast. Okay, tell them again, honey. They already know. Listen, y'all keep talking. I'm going to drop the link. Matter of fact, let me drop the link. Let me drop the link to see who wants to come on here because y'all got a lot of trash talking going on, honey. Y'all know I'm here for it. Okay? Y'all know I'm here for it. Hold on. Let me drop this link real quick and see who wants to get on here and try to roast, ask questions, whatever you want to do because I got time today. I got time today. Hold on. Now let's see who really got smoke for the Queen. There go the link right there. All you got to do is click it. Because y'all already know I'm with the smoke all day, every day. James said Pisces activated. Okay, you already know. So I'll sit right here and wait for y'all to click that link. That's what I'll do. Sweet Pea said, I'm here for a Queen. I'm off work. Okay, please. Today's Friday, and I got time today. So anyway, while y'all click that link, I'm going to go continue with the trivia. I'm waiting. Y'all know Queen Ahmadiyyah is the queen of receipts, says Eileen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, if they don't know, they're going to learn today. Please. I don't have to paint narratives. I don't have to sit here and beat around the bush. Okay? So anyway, honey, let me move on to the next. Trivia is on hold, beloved, says Jane. Baby boy said, let me get my turn, okay? So anyway, let me go on to the next question, honey, while I'm waiting for them to click the link, which they're never going to click, apparently. Oh, so we got somebody. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. Let me add them to the stream. Okay,
hey,
now who is this?
This is Clue.
Who?
Clue.
Okay, go ahead, beloved.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify some stuff up, really. Not to just bring any kind of smoke, but here's the thing when it comes to FBA. The reason why Tariq actually nailed it down as far as that was to, make it more narrow for the people whose ancestry goes back to slavery, because our experience is much more different than the experience for those, you know what I'm saying, who come here. Not to say that we're trying to outcast them, but we've all seen people who come from different regions, even outside of those who are Black, who are from across the pond or somewhere else. We've seen a level of vitriol that consistently rears its head. And that's the reason why it's been narrowed down to, okay, if your ancestry goes back to slavery. Because there is a difference between us.
Okay, but here's my thing, though. I understand all that. I know exactly why he says all that, right? I've heard him say it. But here's the thing. When they're in the chat talking about they don't have to answer to outsiders, what my point is this. Taharka is not an outsider. He's a foundational Black American according to you all's definition of the acronym, right? He is a foundational Black American. So if he's asking questions, why is it that he has to be deemed as an outsider? That's not making any sense. Also, they willfully, voluntarily came on his show. So why should anyone be upset if he's asking questions? He had legit questions. Now, my thing is, if somebody doesn't want to answer questions and they get offended, or the people in the chat going all crazy and going in on him just for asking, do y'all have something to hide? I mean, what's the big deal? He's not an outsider. He's not an outsider. I understand how maybe if what y'all call tethers were asking questions, you may feel that way. But why do they feel that way about Taharka? That's my question.
Well, I kind of just tuned in as far as that, so I'm not sure exactly what question he asked. But usually when it comes to somebody who's an outsider, that's like in reference to somebody who's off code. Like, for example, a Larry Elder whose ancestry goes back to slavery, but you know this dude is at a whole nother level when it comes to his mindset. That would be somebody considered more of an outsider, as you know, as it pertains to the whole FBA kind of stuff. Somebody who's off code, whose ancestry, you know, doesn't go back to slavery. It's that kind of stuff. Basically, somebody who's not on the same page.
Okay, so now a person who's an outsider is not just a Black immigrant. It's anybody, even if they do have ancestry here, that's off code. See, here's what I want you to pay attention to.
Well, that's narrowing it. You have to narrow it down because it comes, it comes at us in so many shades of gray.
Right, but hold on. Here's the thing, though. This is not making any sense, because here's the first thing you said. I'm going to repeat your words back to you. Now, you said at first that an outsider, you have to narrow it down by people who have a situation different from ours, right? Whose ancestors was not enslaved here on this land. Okay, and then I said to you that Taharka doesn't fit that criteria because he is from here and his ancestors are as well.
Yeah,
now
I was saying,
you say, hold on.
No, not now. I say I broke it up. I said, well, the way.
No. Hold on right there. Hold on. Let me finish. No, after I made it clear to you that Taharka is not an outsider, you then said that an outsider is anyone who's off code. Here's another thing, though. Now to that, I'll say this. Taharka was not off code. He was a man, a Black man, asking questions. He wasn't off code. If he was off code, why did he invite them on the show? He was very respectful to them. He was never rude or condescending. He was asking questions. So he wasn't off code or an outsider. So again, my question is, why would the people in the chat who are FBA, why were they going in on him?
Well, here's the thing. Every group does that. And I'm trying to say, and
let's not talk about every group. Let's
that's the thing. That's why we always come on the fight, because we don't think like anybody else when it comes to business.
Y'all don't think like who?
No, we don't. Here's the thing. The reason why people are so able to surpass us is because we don't act like them. We try to be cordial and kind and nice rather than just, you know, going after those who accost us. That's why we come up last place so much.
Okay, well,
so
let me say this.
So if we develop that mindset from being around that mindset for so long, you really can't argue us when there's no rules to the game and we aren't following the rules, because nobody's following the rules.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You're double talking, in my opinion, because you said, and listen, because I didn't interrupt you. So you said that every other group does that.
Yeah, well, as it pertains to, you know. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me finish. You said every other group does that, but then you turn around and followed it up with, we don't think like everybody else. Now, if you don't think like everybody else, how the hell are you doing everything that every other group does? You see how that's not making sense?
So
Hold
let
on.
me just.
It's somebody
I'm
else
trying
on
to
here.
clarify.
Hold on. It's somebody else on here. Let me put them on the screen and see what they have to say. Okay, get into it.
Hello?
TJ, yes, go ahead. Well, this is getting good. My points keep on being proven. Go ahead, TJ. What's your question or comment or statement, whatever?
Okay, if you're talking to me, this is Nellie Fuller had said that Nellie Fuller himself says black people as a group, and everyone is a group.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Right. Everyone is a group. And then what? Queen, why did you Okay, you're not saying anything, beloved, so I'm gonna go to the next person while you get your thoughts together. Okay, here we go. This is Jay. Okay, Jay, go ahead, beloved.
I appreciate you giving me the time. I just want to make it clear. I pretty much agree with 90% of you say. The thing about
okay,
we just been dealing with stuff, and we've been one pal. We just getting tired of that because all coming from around the world and worldwide. I got to see a lot of stuff personally. So with people around, you know what I'm saying? But we do consolidate our specific about the things that affected us here in our country. So I certainly agree with all the time, but I do. So that's pretty much all. I ain't here to interview, so I ain't really meant too much on that. I heard some before, I do agree with him things as well, but one thing, the problem is just trying to delineate our Americans, and a lot of people have a problem with it. Period, across the board. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, so but here's my thing though. The only thing that I was asking is why is it that the people in the chat last night on Taharka show were getting upset because the man was asking legit questions? Like I said, he wasn't being disrespectful or any of that. He wasn't clowning anybody or any of that. He was asking questions and they kept getting offended. Now, in my opinion, when people don't want to answer questions or they get mad because you simply ask them respectfully, they have something to hide, or B, they don't know the answers. That's what it seemed like. And so they probably thought they were going in on Taharka, probably thought they, just were dragging him or whatever, because it was many of them and only one of him. But I felt like Taharka was asking legitimate questions. That's all I'm saying. And he's a black man. He's not some foreigner or whatever. But at the end of the day, it should not have been an issue for him to ask questions. That's all I'm saying.
I do.
That's all I'm saying.
Agree. Yeah, I didn't see the show, but if
right, okay, so
ain't got no problem.
So Tony Curtis said Tariq's whole movement is a nothing burger. Okay, well here's my question to you, beloved. Then I'm gonna let you go and get Q back on the thing. Or QLU, get them on here. My question to you is, true or false? Do you think that the FBA flag is a knockoff of their previous flag with the swastika? True or false?
Probably.
Whether purposefully or accidentally.
Probably true. I mean, it looks similar.
Okay, that's all I want to know, beloved. Right. Okay. I mean, that's all. That's all I want to know. Because I just thought it was funny that they were sitting there just going so hard in the paint, acting like there's no way possible, as if it was so unimaginable, that anyone could even think that. That's all. Okay, so thank you, beloved. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to Clue. You're welcome.
I really should give clarity to what I was.
Go ahead, beloved.
Now, I'm not sure who this Taharka guy even is, to be perfectly honest, but as it pertains to FBA, what it is, just simplistically, it is peoples whose ancestry goes back to slavery. That is why, it's been narrowed down to that specific thing. Because if you make it African American, then that's basically anybody who immigrates from Africa to here. If you say Black African American, you have to narrow it down so that everybody can't glom off of it. It's literally that simplistic as far as that. Now, as far as this Taharka dude, I'm not sure who he is. I don't know anything about that guy as far as that. But the reason why there's been this kind of casual style hostility when it comes to people trying to knock down, us trying to really get on the same page.
Right.
Is because usually people are hostile towards us casually. People who immigrate here will be hostile towards us, and we don't know the rhyme or the reason. They'll be hostile towards us. Different avenues. We've seen our ass being beat, Asian stores, just around all these different groups. So from a sense of self-preservation, we had to narrow down and figure out what exactly is sabotaging our progress when it comes to the political atmosphere.
Okay, well, let me say this to that. Here's my problem with that whole narrative. So there are some immigrants who come here, Black and otherwise, that are absolutely against us, right?
Yeah.
But there are also some who are for us. Now, here's my problem. When you say sabotaging the movement, I'm going to tell you who's sabotaging the movement. It's not Black immigrants. Now, y'all may think that. It may be a few Black immigrants who are against us, but collectively, I do believe that many of them are with us. The people sabotaging the movement are the oppressors. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is what they've always done. They have a whole policy called benign neglect, which
I agree with you.
That they don't have to give us or promise us anything. And we have disproportionately, as Black people, voted for Democrats for over 50 plus years, and they've given us nothing but. Okay, so what my problem with the whole thing is, the narrative that's being pushed, is that it's divide and conquer. It is very divisive to sit here and go in on other melanated people 24/7, but not give that same energy to the people who are oppressing us. The other thing is, when a person sits there and goes in on Black people who simply disagree or ask them questions, but then you have a white man who puts out a video calling them an agent and dropping all these receipts and criticizing their documentaries and acting as though the Black history that's being shown in the documentaries is false, which it absolutely is true, the history of and the stuff in there. So how come there's no smoke for this person? How come he's not saying anything to them? That's what I have a problem with. You're going in on Black people, but you're making Bucci Bear videos and all that stuff, but you're not going in on this white man, Turkey Tom. There's other
you're talking about that Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, that guy?
Not only him, he goes in on Michi X, Dr. Umar, Dan Calloway. The list goes on and on. He has not said one thing about any white person on YouTube who has ever called him out. And there has been several.
I'm not sure as far as like established names, but he swings at white supremacists all the time. He does that stuff casually.
No. Stop right there. I'm not talking about in general white supremacy, which is the system. I'm talking about specific YouTubers like Turkey Tom. He has not made a Bucci
He went
Bear
after
commercial.
Vlad.
He went after
Vlad.
Vlad?
Yeah.
Vlad is not a YouTuber.
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, so he has like a YouTube platform where he invites people. He constantly swinging at him. Here's the thing.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. He has said a few things about Vlad. I saw a video where he was saying something about Vlad. We can't really put Vlad in that same category. I guess we could, but at the end of the day, yeah, he said a few things about Vlad, and that's it. But he goes on and on and on for days with white people. I'm gonna tell you like this: he didn't put Vlad's picture, Photoshop Vlad's picture on a woman with a dress wearing heels. He didn't do that to Vlad. He didn't make a commercial about a cartoon about Vlad. He didn't make a Muppet show about Vlad.
Well, this dude, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, is constantly talking about Tariq, just period. He's been doing this. That's the reason why he even came up to the radar. Because he keeps making videos, video after video after video after video about Tariq, and then he captures his attention.
But
it would be like if I made videos about you and you don't know anything about me, and then you just feel some natural aggression towards me. That's usually what it boils down to. What he does is, what he'll do is he'll try to flip him to a pariah. That's why he'll sit around and make a puppet of these kind of characters. He did the same thing when it came to Alex Jones.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this to that. If the guy from the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel wants to make video after video about him, me, or whoever else, that's his prerogative. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Doesn't he himself go in on Black immigrants 24/7 in Twitter Spaces on YouTube? He does that.
He goes after those who are hostile.
Hold on. He goes after these Black immigrants way more than Brandon goes after him. Brandon made about 6 or 7 videos about him, maybe. I'm putting it out there, maybe like, I'm gonna say between 4 to 6 videos about him, I believe. But he goes in on these Black immigrants almost every day.
He never takes white supremacy off the table. I'll give you a perfect example.
Hold on, no. Stop right there. I want you to answer this question first before you jump to white supremacy. Are you saying, answer this honestly. Now, Brandon may have done a few videos about him, right? But that's nothing in comparison to the number of times that he has gone in on Black immigrants in Twitter Spaces and on YouTube. True or false? Because here's my question. If he can go in on people and call people agents and he can say all this stuff about people, I'm just wondering why it's a problem when somebody says something about him. And why is it also that anytime anyone criticizes him, automatically they're an agent? He said something the other day that was real contradictory. He said a lot of things that are contradictory. I could go down a myriad of them. But one thing that he said that somebody had agent behavior because they did something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then I said, well, he posted a Black man's mugshot on Twitter because him and the Black man were going back and forth. Not because he was exposing him for being a fraud or anything, but simply because the man and him were going back and forth. He posted that man's mugshot. Now, I guarantee you, if somebody posts his mugshot, he's going to call them an agent. So
I'm sure he doesn't have a picture of this guy. I'm sure he doesn't have a family photo of this guy. So he used the first picture he found. What I'm saying is,
a family photo of who?
Of the guy he was referring to. I'm sure he doesn't have other pictures.
You talking about Turkey Tom? You talking about Turkey Tom?
I'm not sure. I don't know these guys' names.
Are you talking about the white person that I said made the video calling him an agent?
Oh, no, I don't even know who Turkey Tom even is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. He knows what Vlad looks like, and anybody can go Google a picture of Vlad. I'm just saying he didn't put a dress on Vlad. Okay, every Black man he gets into it with, let's pay attention. Every Black man he gets into it with, the guy Check on Twitter, he put that man in a dress. Brandon, he put him in a dress. Dane Calloway, this is what he does. He's always putting a dress on somebody and assuming or implying that they're a bussy. That's what he says.
I'm just saying
he doesn't do that. Hold on. But he doesn't do the same thing to the white folk who go in on him, the white men who go in on him. And then he continues to paint this narrative that we need to be so dead set against Black immigrants who look like us. He has way more smoke. You have to admit the truth. He has way more smoke for Black immigrants than he does white supremacy. He talks more about Black people than he does white ones.
He talks about Black immigrants who have this hostile mindset. He's made that abundantly clear time and time
again. Okay, so white supremacists have a hostile mindset too. So who does he talk about? Hold on, answer this question. Answer this question. Who does he talk about more? Black immigrants or wanton supremacists?
White supremacists.
That's really what you're gonna stick with.
Second day you can show up.
Hold on. When's the last time? Hold on. When's the last time? When's the last time? Because I can pull up his audio and play it. When's the last time he went hard in the paint on a white supremacist?
He does that daily.
No. When's the last time? Don't tell me daily. That's broad.
I can't name the time in the day, but I know he does it constantly.
Okay, how long ago?
Once he's here, this ban him.
The last video he did, who was he talking about? Black people or white people?
The
last video he did.
The last video he did.
Was he talking about black immigrants or white folks?
Black immigrants or white folks? I'm not sure. Probably. I'm guessing he's probably gonna pull up when we were talking about the immigrants who are hostile. That's why he calls them tethers. He separates the two. The wheat from the chaff. I mean, look, I can't sit around and vouch for people who come here and who are hostile towards me. You know, like right. that's the thing I'm trying to say.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, beloved.
I love black immigrants, but people who are like who move like Candace Owens, what am I supposed to say about people like that? Am I supposed to be like, oh, they're a black immigrant?
I'm gonna tell you what you're supposed to say about people like Candace Owens, because I don't like Candace Owens either. But here's what I don't do. I don't lump all black immigrants with people like Candace Owens. Because here's the thing. Candace Owens is a plantation mammy, right? There are many immigrants, many black immigrants that are mammies and pappies. But there's also FBA people that's mammies and pappies. So here's my point. Do you understand that it looks so ignorant for us to be focusing so much more energy on melanated people who are not in charge, who don't have power, who can't do anything to us basically, when the people who are in charge, who do have the power, are the ones who make the laws, legislation, and who are the ones who paint the narratives, and they are the ones in control. So at the end of the day, I understand, I agree with you. These people who are against us, whether they African, Jamaican, whatever, the ones of them that are against us, well, we should be against them. But also the FBA people who are against us, we should also be against them. And also the racist people who are against us, we should be against them. But when you put it all on a scale and weigh it, which one is more detrimental to us? And I
white supremacy is definitely the biggest threat in the room. The problem is it will use people who come here from other countries. That's why we have to be able to identify those, you know what I'm saying, who are of that sort of mindset. That's why the word tether is even used. It's not used towards black immigrants who come here and who are on the same page, like let's say like Tariq might say like a Stokely Carmichael or you know, people along that line. He wouldn't apply the word tether to somebody like that. We have to have something, some kind of name that separates these people out who mean us harm. We can't let people walk among us if they feel hostile towards us. Not black immigrants, but people who are of the Candace Owens kind of mindset. Even if you don't want to call them tether, call them something else. But we can't be around them casually because they're plotting on us.
So let me ask you this, beloved. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you on that, right? So with that all being said, when our leaders have been taken down, right?
Yes.
Who are the black people who infiltrated and helped take them down? Were these people tethers or were they FBA?
Well, they could be coons. They could be, you know what I'm saying, people whose ancestry goes back here. That is possible. That's why we call them coons. No.
Here's the thing. We know anything is possible, but who were these people? Were they? Hold on. You can't say who they were?
Yeah, I can't say who they were because I don't know. I like to say FBA. You would have to go to the census. Like you would have to really trace their lineage back. That's why it's hard for me to say, okay, they're FBA or this person's in tether. Like tether is like saying coon from afar.
Let me say this, beloved. I'm gonna say this. Do you know who Gene Roberts is?
That's the first time I ever heard that name.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you who he is. Eugene Roberts.
Oh, Gene
Roberts. Gene Roberts. That's the man who infiltrated the Nation of Islam, right? And he is the one who was a part of Malcolm's camp, right? And he helped take Malcolm X down. This is also the same man who infiltrated the Black Panther Party. This man is a foundational Black American. So what I'm saying to you, hold on. What I'm saying to you is the man who helped them take down Dr. Khalid Muhammad was a foundational Black American man. So what I'm saying to you is this. Y'all sit here and act like we have to worry so much about these Black immigrants. taking us down or coming after us or whatever. But the real ones who's taking y'all down is y'all own FBA people. So I'm just wondering still why y'all have so much more smoke for them than you do wanton supremacy. Because if it wasn't wanton supremacy, you say wanton supremacy can use them against us. Yes, they can. But when they really want to bring us down, they use our own FBA. That has been the case time and time again in history. So with all of that, are we going to now fight amongst ourselves, FBA? No, we should be fighting against wanton supremacy, because that's just not a person. It is a system set in place by them, and this is what they do. And if you don't realize by now, if you all don't realize that what they do is they use a strategic tactic that's always worked, and that's why they keep using it. It is the tactic of divide and conquer. So if they have you all and me and all of us who are FBA, whatever you want to call it, going in on Jamaicans, Latinos, whomever, Africans, Haitians, and all of that, well, they got us bickering amongst ourselves, and little to no attention is being focused on them. We could sit here and say that he goes in on wanton supremacy, but I'm going to tell you like this. I know darn well for a fact he goes a whole lot harder in the paint. I listen to Twitter Spaces. I listen to videos, okay? I know for a fact, and I can drop the receipts at any time to prove my point, that he goes a whole lot harder on Black immigrants than he ever has on wanton supremacy. And this is also hilarious. Huh?
He stays trying to connect with people from the African diaspora.
He may stay trying to connect, but he still goes in on it.
It's not a group, it's a lineage. It's not like some group.
We're not talking about FBA being a group or lineage. You're deflected. I'm not talking about FBA being a group or lineage. I didn't say nothing about that. I know what he calls FBA, but at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is he goes in harder on Black immigrants, Black people who look like him, than he does white people. And that's my point. And I don't roll with that. That's why I don't roll with him. And that's just all. So I'm going to let you go, beloved, because that's just what it is.
Okay.
And I know y'all have y'all's reasons why y'all do what y'all do. And I agree with you to an extent. We should not be dealing with people who are against us, whether they Black, white, or whatever. And especially even if they're our own people or they from other countries or whatever, we shouldn't. But at the same time, I don't paint everybody with the same broad brush and stroke, because everybody's different. We have some of our own people who go against us and who have brought down our leaders and allowed them to be assassinated and wrongfully imprisoned and all of these things. Our own FBA people. So if we're going to go by the fact that we say
we know it, Jesse.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. We know it. So if we know
we know them. If somebody shows up brand new, let's put it from a family angle. If a cousin shows up and he starts stealing stuff out of your house, that is something different than somebody who's blood related who lives in your house, because they're coming from afar. You don't really know how these people get down. And Tether's like saying coming from afar. It's like when they throw around the word akata. They throw around a word akata casually and nobody ever said anything. None of this stuff is fair. Like when we try to defend ourselves and we basically form this word, okay, Tether is somebody who, is not on the same page. They don't, look out for us. It's not calling every Black immigrant that, because I actually like Black immigrants. I really do. I have an affinity for Black people, period. But I cannot allow myself to close my eyes to the threat of somebody coming here like a Candace Owens, because these people are the epitome of dangerous. It's a house divided. You can't stand. You cannot stand if your house is divided. And the white supremacists, the people who are at the
hold on right there.
They're the ones who are puppeting these people.
Hold on right there. Now, what you just said, you just made my point for me. You just said, and I'm going to repeat this back to you, and then I'm going to repeat back what I said prior. You just said you can't stand. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And you said the wanton supremacists are the ones puppeteering, right?
Yes.
That's what I said. I said,
but they move them among us.
It's divide and conquer.
Hostility among us. That's what I mean. When they're coming from other nations and we don't know who they are, and they feel an underlying hostility, that is what causes us to slip and slide, especially politically, as it pertains to reparations.
But here's the thing. What are we supposed to do about that? Let me ask you this, though. We're going to kill this whole conversation with one easy question. At the end of the day, I get what you're saying, but here's my question to you. Though we don't know where these people are coming from when they get here, and we have to feel them out and all of that, and some of them are against us and some of them are for us, at the end of the day, who is in control of whatever goes on in this country?
White supremacists. They make this stuff happen.
That's okay.
People who
So
believe that philosophy.
that's my whole point. Okay, well, beloved, I'm gonna let you go, but that's my
Okay.
whole point. White supremacy is a bigger threat to us. They have the capability, they have the power, and all of that. The
But they
focus
can
should
get close to us wearing a black face.
Well, they can, yes, and they've proven that by using
They
FBA.
did that with Obama.
They have proven that by using FBA, but Obama didn't get nobody killed. You see, foundational.
He did. He ignored us. He stepped over our bodies. He let this atmosphere happen to us.
But he didn't get
He let this happen.
Yeah, he let it happen. But here's the thing, though. I want you to pay attention. He did not set us up or infiltrate. That's all.
But he got close to us. We were blindsided by him. That's why we fell so far, because we trusted him.
Okay, but what about the foundational Black Americans who got Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Fred Hampton, and Malcolm killed? And now here's the last point I want to make. You said that a person coming here, okay, you gave the example, right? If somebody came and stole something, hold on. You said if somebody came and stole something from me and they weren't related to me or whatever, that's going to be different than somebody who comes.
No, if they were cousins, they were family, but they were somebody who you don't know too much about.
Right. So here's what I'm gonna say to that. If somebody in my family stole something from me, and then somebody who I don't know as an outsider stole something from me, yes, I'm gonna be more upset. I'm gonna be upset either way, but I would expect that from an outsider and not from the family. So I get that part of your argument. But here's what I say to this. If somebody in my family tried to kill me, or if they killed somebody else in my family, I'm gonna have the same amount of smoke for them that I have from an outsider who killed somebody in my family. So it's not making sense to me. Are we supposed to just overlook the fact that these people who had Malcolm, Fred Hampton, and Dr. Khalid Muhammad?
No, we don't overlook them. We don't overlook them at all.
That's what you're saying, though. That's what you're saying by that analogy.
No, what I'm trying to say is they can get close to us. The reason why I'm saying is because they can get close to us. People who are already here, they're already around us. I'm not nullifying the fact that they can also become a threat. But people who come around us from other nations, they are basically, it's like somebody who you don't know their mindset. They live from far away, but before they come here, they are vetted to basically implement kind of stuff.
They are, but here's the thing, though. This is the last thing I want you to pay attention to. You're absolutely right. They have been told bad things about us, told not to hang out with us. We're lazy, we're crooks and thieves and all this and that. Yes, they've been told these things. So this is what I want you to pay attention to, okay?
Okay.
Some of these people that come here, they have been brainwashed. It's called indoctrination. So hold on. So when someone has been brainwashed, me, myself, I can't speak for anyone else, I have a bit of empathy towards their plight, because if this is what you have been taught, then that's what you know. Just like some of our own people have been indoctrinated into certain things. But I also say this, at the end of the day, you all are basically talking about what they could or would do, but they haven't done yet. What they haven't done yet is gotten our leaders killed. The ones who have done that yet are our own people. So that's my point right there. At the end of the day, the main ones who caused these things to happen were the ones pulling the strings, the puppet masters. So I'm gonna always have more smoke for the wanton supremacists than I'm gonna ever have for any Black immigrant. I'm gonna always have more smoke for them. They are the problem.
I love Black people globally. I love Black immigrants, but I'm saying whether somebody's here or from afar, because I do think that they're vetted before they come here. That's the reason why there's an influx of that kind of mindset. I do think it's brainwashing, but I do care for Black society globally. I have an affinity for Africa. I really do. But when it comes to, and I'm not trying to say this from the standpoint of attacking Black immigrants at all, because I don't have that kind of hatred when it comes to me. I can't close my eyes when it comes to the brainwashing that the system implements and says, okay, now go among them. I have to, there must be some kind of identifying factor. If we're not going to use the word tether, because we can throw that word completely away, how do we identify these people? That's all I want to know.
Well, I mean, we do have to identify them. All I'm saying is we should not have more smoke. And I mistakenly spoke too. It was William O'Neill was the one who betrayed.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy.
William O'Neill, that's his name.
Fred
William
Hampton.
O'Neill. But he is a foundational Black American. That's what I'm saying. William O'Neill. So I'm just saying. Tony Curtis says Tariq is brainwashing these folks. I would say this. beloved, I appreciate you for coming on here and speaking your piece respectfully. We had a conversation, a dialogue, and that's always good to do. But I'm still gonna say this. You may have love for Black immigrants, as I do too, but I'm still gonna stand on my square and say that he absolutely gives more smoke to Black immigrants than he does. And here's another thing I want to say too. I spoke on this the other day when I talked about, the Latinos, Puerto Ricans, whoever, the Jamaicans and all them saying that they're trying to steal our culture and they can take hip hop and all, they're trying to take hip hop and all this and that. When people lay claim to things, people can say anything out of their mouth. That doesn't make it true just because they said it, right? So my whole thing is, like I said the other day, the Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans, they can't take hip hop from us. They could say they started it, but we know that's not true. But the ones that take our culture and lie and rewrite and whitewash history are, again, the ones that supremacists. So it just looks like to me, when we look at ourselves, right? As you said, a house divided amongst itself cannot stand, and this is true. This is why our nation cannot stand, because all of us seem to be divided amongst one another. If me and you, who are FBA, right? I don't call myself FBA. I'm Moorish, okay? I'm in my correct standing and all of that stuff. But the thing is, whether you call me FBA or not, if me and you, who are born here and raised here and have lineage here, if we're going against the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Puerto Ricans, and all of this, that, and the third, who's winning? We're not winning, we're losing. Because the white folk, when they have the Polish, the Italians, the English, the Canadians, and Germans, and all of them, they standing together. They don't have this bickering going on. That's what we have going on. And so when I see a Black person who's supposed to be, pro-Black, or you're supposed to be for the community, you're sowing seeds of division. That's what it's done. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these Black immigrants who come at him, they come at him because he came first. This is the same person who a few years ago was promoting Pan-Africanism. Now he's division. This is the same person who a few years ago was on Tucker Carlson's show defending a Somalian who was killed by the police after he stabbed people or whatever. Now you don't want to deal with Africans as much, and you talk about them and call them tethers and all this and that. So it's like when people switch up and they just go with the flow, or they do whatever they think is trending or whatever. That's how it seems to me. And I'm not here for it. That's all I'm saying.
He's trying to reach out to him. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I've watched Tariq over the years when it comes to this kind of stuff, and he was, from the very beginning, he was pushing the Pan-Africanism thing, because he was, you know what, I'm gonna go this place, that place. I'm gonna try to connect with these people. But one thing he kept stumbling across was a certain kind of hostile mindset, and it was due to brainwashing. It is that divide and conquer. And one thing he began to realize, it was that a lot of these people, it's like when you see with the Queen Elizabeth dying, they have an affinity for, people who have subjugated them. Not all of them, but it's way too much to where it's like, you know what, this is becoming an issue. And then we can throw the word tether away if you want to. I don't care for we don't have to use the word tether, but we must identify these people. I don't care if it's a universal term, but we have to identify these people, because I can't be walking around with somebody who's crying and rolling across the ground for Queen Elizabeth.
Well, here's the thing. I absolutely agree with you. Identifying them is one thing, but always painting them all with a broad brush is another. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, beloved, I'm just saying Black people need to be more focused on wanting supremacy every day of the week, twice on Sundays, than they ever do about Black immigrants. Because while Black immigrants are an issue, the ones that are against us, they can be an issue potentially. But at the end of the day, they don't hold any cards. They don't pull no strings. They can't make no rules. They don't write the laws. They don't have the police getting qualified immunity. They don't do any of that. The wanting supremacy do, as supremacists do. And so with that all being said, my whole point is that we should all together collectively, right, have smoke for them. Because here's the thing, and let me say this. To your point, when you said a relative, right, doing something is not as bad as the other people, you're absolutely right. But I want you to pay attention, because that works both ways. Because you see, as far as I'm concerned, Black immigrants are relative to me, and wanting supremacy or not. So I'm going to stand with the Black immigrants before I do with wanting supremacy. When the Haitians were being whipped at the border, I'm mad too. I'm not Haitian, but they Black like me. At the end of the day, I'm against the wanting supremacy. So that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, all this focus and angst and energy needs to be focused on the real enemy that's in hand. And that's just how wars are won. That's how wars are fought. That's how it's supposed to go. If you sitting up here and we all sitting up here bickering amongst ourselves, the only ones winning is team wanting supremacy, beloved. That's all I wanted to say. But I do appreciate your insight. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, beloved. You have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Okay, so now let's get back to the trivia of it. So Cool says, you exposed Grandmaster Jay and Wig. What's the problem? Yes, I absolutely did. Now continue to expose people who are against our people. Absolutely, even if they're one of us. Prager says, you a right-wing white supremacist agenda pushing foundation produces shows like Candace Owens' show. Say what now? I'm confused. Prager, you a right. Who's Prager? Was that the person's name? Jay Great, okay. Yeah, I mean, that is pushing their agenda, beloved. Absolutely. And that's my point. That is pushing their agenda because that's what the wanton supremacists do. That's why they go over there and vet them before they let them come into the country. That's why they tell them all these negative things about foundational Black Americans because that's their agenda. And so I'm glad you brought that up because when you go against the immigrants that hard in the paint, more so than you go against the wanted supremacists, you're only pushing their agenda. That's the point. That's a great point. And that's exactly what I was talking about. So with that all being said, I'm never going to push their agenda for them. Okay? Billy says those of his ilk does too. The Godfather said communication is key. Yes. Not only is communication key, but comprehension is key. Because sometimes when you communicate, people don't comprehend the gist of what you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I'm communicating with you speaking French and all you understand is English, I'm communicating, but you're not comprehending. So communication and comprehension is absolutely key. Okay? And that's all I'm saying. But so anyway, Dexter Gilkey says, how many movies have you made about white supremacists? Well, honey, I haven't made any movies about wanton supremacists. But what you can ask me, see, that's a straw argument. You know darn well I haven't made any movies. I'm not a movie producer nor director, nor do I have the funds to do so. And unlike some people, I don't collect money from y'all. So miss me with that while you're trying to be smart. Don't get blocked trying to be slick. Okay? At the end of the day, why don't you ask the obvious question? How many videos have I done about white supremacy? Ask me that. Ask me that. Okay? You asked for the link and I dropped it. The link was dropped. The link was dropped. Hold on. Do I need to drop it again? Let me drop the link again for Dexter Guilty. I could have sworn you was already on here. There's the link right there. There's the link right there. You said, how many movies have I made? I haven't made any movies, but I made videos, plenty. Okay? Plenty of movies. Videos. No, I agree. You're out here attacking ES as well. Who is ES? Who is ES? Or did you mean us? No, I agree. You're out here attacking us as well. What do you mean I'm attacking? I'm asking questions. So, because I'm asking questions, that's attacking you? Please miss me with it. Please miss me with it. If you think I'm attacking y'all, Dexter Gilkey, how come you're always in my chat? Because you be in my chat a whole lot. Click that link. Let's get into it. Because I told you I got time today. Click the link. Dexter Gilkey. You said I'm attacking y'all as well. What do you mean? Because I call out frauds and cons. That's all I do. I don't attack people unwarranted. I don't go against Black immigrants just because they're Black or they're not from here. That's what I don't do. I don't go against foundational Black Americans just because they're foundational Black Americans. That's what I don't do. My videos consist predominantly, disproportionately of going against the system of wanton supremacy. You see, that's why I'm shadow banned. That's why my channel was snatched and I had to fight to get it back. That's why this channel's not monetized. They told me I could get it monetized if I remove certain videos. I haven't done it. So please miss me with it. Don't try to sit here and paint a narrative to try to uphold your nefarious savior. That's what you can't do. You're mad because I made it make sense and you can't. No matter what any of you say, the bottom line is and remains the fact that he goes harder on melanated people than he does wanton supremacy. I don't see any videos about Turkey Tom. Miss me with it. All right? The link's dropped. You just asked me to drop the link and I dropped it. Okay? Oh, King 69 said if you don't click the link, you ain't black. Right, click the link. That's the Gilkey. You got so much to say in my chat. I'm still waiting. I was giving you your respect and praise well that both of you are attacking white supremacy. But you said I'm attacking y'all too. You said I attack y'all too, right? Or you were saying white supremacy. Okay. All right. You had ES, and I thought you possibly meant to type a U. So you meant to type the W? Okay, beloved. Thank you. My bad. Y'all know, honey, when I get on a rant, look at the migrants as your brother, sister, and mother, says Marching YT. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's all I'm saying. Oh, and speaking of that, listen, let me say this. I haven't seen Lord Wind in the chat lately. Y'all remember that day that I went in on Lord Wind and I said Lord Wind was saying that he wanted to see the man hung, the black man hung? Well, somebody sent me a screenshot and he actually did say he wanted to see them hung, as in the people who committed the act, not the black man, okay? So apologies to Lord Wind because he said he was going to be waiting on it. So there you go. All right, anyway. Hold on. Let me read a couple of these comments before we get back into the trivia, honey. Where was the smoke for the immigrants calling us cicadas? That wasn't a problem. Oh, yeah, that's always a problem. That is a problem. But what I'm saying to you, beloved, is the wanted supremacy are more of a problem. You don't think so? They're more of a problem. And they call you a whole lot worse than a coddle. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Like I said, sit down somewhere. He is clowning in the chat, Queen. Hold on. And they're experts at paying our own to betray us with stone faces. Absolutely, they are. That's the problem. That's the problem. Okay, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna ever have more smoke for people who look like me than I'm gonna have for racist people. That's just not gonna ever happen. At the end of the day, that's just not gonna happen. That's not ever what the Queen does. Okay, that's just not what ever what the Queen does. All right. So with that all being said, let's get back into the trivia of it all. So here's the question. Now, this was easy. Now, y'all don't get this because I feel bad about y'all, okay? Charles Manson had hot chicks killing for him, fiercely loyal. They were following a madman, says the Godfather. Absolutely. Patriot 420 says, you are a real one, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. I try to be, beloved. Dexter Gillis said, could you drop the link again? Honey, the link is in the chat. I already dropped it. Can the leader step out of the group, and the group remains? That's a good question. That's a good question. So anyway, here's the question for you all, though. Now, this is an easy one. Like I said, y'all got 40 seconds. The answers go to the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com. What did the Uber driver, Karen, try to steal from the black couple when she called the police? What was she trying to steal from them? You are the goddess of receipts to me, says Cosmic Boom 1. Thank you, beloved. Okay. So what was she trying to steal, Karen the Uber driver, beloveds, when she called the police? 40 seconds. Clock starts now. Sarah says the Queen is one of the few real ones left on these YouTube streets. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you for that. Okay. And then October says immigrants don't hang us and call it suicide. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about right there. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about right there. Yes, they're not the ones out here killing us and getting away with it. It's not them. Okay. And so I don't have smoke for them like that. I don't have smoke for them like that because they're absolutely not the ones doing all this nefariousness. All right. So I'm waiting on the answer, beloveds. What was it that Uber driver Karen? Okay, we got an answer right here. Let me see who sent it first. Hold on. Let me see who came through first. It looks like, let me make sure I'm absolutely correct. Aboriginal woman came in first and says, a charger. I'm trying to win that cookbook discount, LOL. I absolutely cannot. Let me share my screen so I can show the winner, honey. Shout out to Aboriginal woman. Okay, so the answer is a charger. She was trying to steal their chargers, honey, with a nefarious butt. Then had the nerve to call the police on somebody. Make it all make sense, Karen. Okay, as y'all can see, there's the answer right there. Aboriginal woman said a charger. First one to come through. Okay, so that's the first question. Now, y'all missed out. Sandy said, not the cookbook discount. Yeah, that's what I did say. I said I was going to give the cookbook away for free, the vegan cookbook. I said I would give that one on a discount. Okay, so let me write down Aboriginal woman's name. First winner for today. Okay. The Godfather said another vegetarian cookbook. It's not vegetarian, beloved. It's vegan. And this is my first one. I don't know who made any others, but this is my first one. Okay. So then started crying when the cops made her give it back. Says, honey, yes. Then she started crying. Becky tears like, girl, sit down somewhere, honey. You've been exposed. You've been caught and cold busted. Now, here's the next question. When I did the video about John Boyega, right? He said that a producer has said that they would never cast a black man for a particular role. What was the role that the producer said they would never cast a black man for? When the video of John Boyega, the producer said, or he says a producer said once that they would never cast a black man for the role. What was the role that they said they wouldn't cast a black man for? 40 seconds. 40 seconds on the clock. $40 seconds. Curly Girl said, Queen, which site can I purchase the vegan cookbook from? It's going to be on my website, beloved. I haven't put it on there yet, okay? Give me a few days. Probably this weekend. Just give me a few days, beloved. Answers go to the email. All right, we have a winner. We have a winner. Let me see who had the first answer. The first answer looks like, hold on, let me enhance this. First answer is Danielle Meyer. Danielle said James Bond. That's absolutely correct. That was the role. They said they wouldn't cast. The producer said they wouldn't cast a black man for the role of James Bond. As you can see right there, Danielle. Okay, came in at 11:43. So that's the winner, Danielle Meyer. Let me write that down. Okay, so one more question. We got one more question, then I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, so I saw some of y'all putting y'all's answers in the chat. You know you have to put the answers, send them to the email, okay? So here's the next one. Now, this is an easy one, too. Y'all should know this. Okay, so in the video that I did about the nefarious Bishop Whitehead, the fraudster, no less, in the video about Bishop Whitehead, you know, he choked that woman, right? And choked that woman that was in the church. Now, the question is, when he responded to the criticisms after he was released from jail, no less, what did he say that he did to the woman? What did he say that he actually did to her? Not why did he do it, but what did he say that he did? 40 seconds. Yeah, Bishop Bling Bling. That's him, Vince. OG Patrice says, so that's why they don't cast Idris. Oh, yes. Yes, that's why they didn't cast Idris. He was supposed to be up for the part. And then You not only had the producer not wanting to hire him, but you had Roger Moore, one of the original James Bond, saying that he wasn't British enough. Basically saying he was black. That's all that was. Hold on. Hold on, you all. Someone is at my door, so I'm going to drop y'all a video real quick.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind.
All right, I'm back. Or shall I say I'm black? Okay, now let's see if y'all got the answer. I had my FedEx package come in. Okay, here go the answers. Hold on, let me make sure they're right. Hold on. Let me see who was the first one. None of y'all have the right answer. Sorry. None of y'all have the right answer. None of y'all have the right answer. Now, here's what I asked you all. See, I knew y'all were going to do this. That's why I said I'm not asking why he did it. I'm asking what did he say that he did. Baby boy talking about waiting on my package. Okay? Y'all got it wrong. Because here's what y'all said. Y'all said he was defending his wife and child by pushing her. Someone said he pushed or shoved her away from his family. Someone said harm his kids and wife. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I actually do have the right answer. Okay, so who was the first person? The first person was Sweet Pea. It looks like Sweet Pea was the first person. Hold on. Okay, Sweet Pea gave the right answer. Let me pull this up on the screen. Let me pull this up on the screen. And the answer is he said he escorted her out. That's what he said. He said he didn't choke her. He said he grabbed her and escorted her out, which we know was a lie because we all saw him. He grabbed her all right by her throat. Okay? That's what he did. Okay, so Sweet Pea's the winner. Now, with that all being said, that concludes the trivia. Because the first question y'all missed out on, y'all, nobody got that one right. So, the Godfather said some mothers are horrible cooks. The chicken tastes like wood. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, honey, I'm out of here. I'm out like a light. Queen Candy J said, can we get one? I need that vegan cookbook in my life, Queen. Well, here's the thing. The moderators have played for the cookbook. They had to answer questions. And I think Silent D and Desmond won. Okay? So you know what? I'll go ahead, since Queen Candy J wants a cookbook, I'm going to go ahead and do a trivia for the moderators. That's what I do. I'll ask the question. Claudia said, Queen, an excellent broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Patron said, I said that, Queen. But, beloved, did you send it to the email? Did you send it to the email? Okay, so here's the thing. Moderators in the chat, I'm going to ask y'all a question because Queen Candy J wants to win that cookbook. So, let me find a good one. All right? Pay attention. Okay, here's the question. October said, by her neck. Yes, he grabbed her by her neck. Okay. Okay, here's the question, moderators. So Rand Paul, how much money did Rand Paul say that Dr. Fauci, aka Dr. Fauci, and his wife make from the government per year? How much money, y'all got 40 seconds, I'm gonna repeat the question. How much money did Rand Paul say that Dr. Fauci and his wife make per year from the government? How much money did he say? How much money did he say? I'm waiting. Black and Silver said, Queen, can you mail me a dish from the cookbook? Danielle said, what do we win today for answering the question? The same thing, beloved, the ebooks. You win an ebook, beloved. Okay? Now, Queen, remember I told you Lord Wind deleted his comment and that's why you couldn't find it? Right, but Ray Williams, somebody actually sent me a screenshot. Now, I don't know if they had screenshotted before. I knew y'all should send 2 dry bones and a biscuit. The question is, how much money did Rand Paul say? How much did Rand Paul say Fauci and his wife make a year? And I knew you just said 2 dry bones and a biscuit. Patriot said $1 billion. No, they don't make that much, but it's a lot. Oh, we actually have a winner. I didn't think anybody was going to guess that. But sadly, that question was for the moderators. Thomas Jalik said $850,000. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It was $850,000. All right. So that all being said, moderators, y'all didn't get the answer. Okay. So that all being said, with that all being said, Thomas, I'm gonna send you a book just for having that answer, honey. Even though that was for the moderators, because the moderators clearly didn't know. They clearly had no clue. All right. So I'm gonna send Thomas an ebook for that because I really didn't think anybody would know that answer. I thought the moderators may, but Queen Candy J said, "Dang, I was off by 50K." Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude the broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and you feel so inclined. Also, don't forget to follow to go over to my website, www.queenahmadiyyahshakur.com. Make sure you subscribe so that you're added to my email list in case anything happens with the channel or whatnot. I can reach you all. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page on Instagram and Twitter. And you can follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. And so don't forget your daily vitamins will start today at 6:15. If you didn't win the trivia this morning, don't worry because we're going to play again this evening. All right. So I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So